PCOS and menopause. What do you need to know if you suffer from PCOS? To help us, I'm asking Dr. Philippa Kaye to explain. Does PCOS impact when you might experience perimenopause and menopause?
PCOS, Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome, is a very common condition. It affects about 1 in 10 women in the UK. And actually, it seems to be that women with PCOS go through the menopause, so your last period, on average 2 years later than people without PCOS. So it does seem to have an impact on the timing. But there used to be this idea that having PCOS when you hit the menopause, that you didn't have PCOS anymore. And that isn't thought to be the case. That we think that PCOS actually is a lifetime condition which can be affected by the menopause.
And could the perimenopause and menopause make PCOS symptoms better or worse?
It's a bit difficult because the symptoms of PCOS and menopause often overlap. So the symptoms of PCOS might be irregular or absent periods. Well, that happens in the lead up to the menopause. They might become more irregular and then they stop. You might also have symptoms like hair growth where you might not want it, a male pattern hair thinning, as well as weight gain, fatigue, sometimes difficulty sleeping. And so those symptoms actually often overlap. And what we think is happening is that in PCOS, there is a hormone, that the levels of the hormones are changing. And often, actually, you're used to having a slightly higher level of testosterone than other people. Now, during the perimenopause, the levels of hormones can fluctuate, and then estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone gradually fall. So if you're used to having a testosterone level which is slightly higher, as it begins to fall, you might notice symptoms like fatigue, difficulties with memory and concentration, stamina, loss of libido, potentially more than other symptoms. So there is often an overlap. And having PCOS doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have worse or less worse symptoms than other people, but it tends to be actually that women with PCOS may have fewer sweats and flushes, but might have more of those other symptoms that I just described.
And do you need to consider specific treatment options during perimenopause if you have PCOS?
So all the treatment options for perimenopause and menopause are available to you if you have PCOS, including HRT. HRT is not contraindicated with PCOS, so I would recommend that you went and spoke to your doctor to find out what's suitable for you.
Does PCOS mean your menopause will be worse?
Having PCOS doesn't mean that your menopause will be worse. Everybody will have a different experience of the menopause, and those lucky 1 in 4 or 5 of us won't have any symptoms at all. Other people will have symptoms, and in a percentage of people, those symptoms will be severe. But having PCOS doesn't automatically mean that you will fit in one of those groups.
All right, thank you very much.